photo, pour so photogenic. All I know is to go get it. Shoot my shot, now I ain't gon' miss it.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Carolina Panthers and the Cincinnati Bengals. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Quickly to the air is Burrow. That's caught by the... And right away, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
Young now after the fumble recovery. And his throw here is incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger point. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
That one complete. He finds Shark. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And then
he's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here we go. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. 1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So's the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
I'm wondering.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. Here's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. 4th down, out comes the punter, Drew Chrisman. Back deep, Jakeem Graham. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play. Not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 17-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the red zone now, Young. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Young on 3rd down. Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete. And the Panthers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Everything's going right here in this 1st half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
To the air once more, Young. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Miles Sanders with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Boy, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Hey, we gotta go score.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here we go.
That's good for the Cincinnati Bengals.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Quick slant here to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
Here we go. Here we go.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Irv Smith Jr., his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield. And that throw, that was a thing to behold there. On play action, Young. He's going to let it go again. And he's got it. 3 yards. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns in 21. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
I'm fine, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first. They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins on the move past the 40. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Orlando Brown, the former Raven, the guilty party.
Gun.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
That's caught by the tight end, Drew Sample. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
It'll go as just a 15-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
The Bengals 49-yard line.
It's Young off play action. He's going to air one out. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Looking to throw, Young. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And he's got it inside the 10. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. A play fake. Now Young. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. And a slot man goes in motion left. On 2nd and goal, Young. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Young with it, 3rd and goal. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A great play there. With his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Panthers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down.
Here we go, here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup at 25. Mixing up the middle. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Here we go.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Complete, Smith has it.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Piñeiro now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score Panthers 42, Bengals 7.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line.
A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. Touchdown! Irv Smith Jr. as the first half is winding down. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. It's Young on first down. And he's going to have the hook up to Schwartz. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
On 2nd and inches, Young. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Final play of the half, Young. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And a short kick taken at about the 16.
The Panthers take over first down 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And this is going to be a Panthers first down as the tackle made here at the 36. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
They go play action. Young. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 28. A gain there of 21 yards. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They go back to the ground with Sanders, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 45 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. There's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line. Another run here with Sanders. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The kick by Pinheiro is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another 4th down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious.
Here we go.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Burrow.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Jeremy Chin picks it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. From midfield now, Burrow. He's got his man. That's Sample, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. Running left, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Burrow looking to pass. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Now it's Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Ready? Let's go, let's go, let's go!
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
That throw by Young incomplete. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on third down, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Young now. Finding Sanders on the crossing route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era. We think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 67 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Yeah, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
At the 42-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Young. Shark's got it left side. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 17-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 20-yard line.
Another run with Sanders. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. 3rd down, Young from the gun. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And the Panthers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. It's their quarterback. Scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Panthers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably... And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Mike Hilton.
And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Well, this is something we've seen before, partner. We've seen a defense bait a rookie, pretend to leave a window open, and then the defensive back jumped it as soon as the ball was released. Big-time play. They love taking advantage of the youngsters, and in this case, it paid off well.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now here is another interception.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this...
And this is taken in at the 5. A big play there for Karam.